on.
It is.
Live.
All right. Peace, 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 peace. Royal day, royal night, whatever it is, in perspective areas. Just for my channel, welcome to the Cosmic Mind UV show with my very cosmic special guest, faithful member, Grand Sheik. And you got something for him, real quick, Grand Sheik? You got something for him?
I just want to, say hi honors to everybody that's here. All praise to Allah. Happy Holy Day. We on the Holy Day of Friday, which is special, Day of Venus. So, we showing love. And, that's all I have to say.
Okay, no question. Let's get right into it. So what things are we going to be covering on this show?
Pretty much a follow-up. Pretty much a follow-up from last week. You know what I mean? Last show when we was talking about the public and the private side of credit, and just going a little bit deeper. You know what I'm saying? We talked about some surface things, but just to go a little deeper, I know you got more questions and things like that, and I just want to continue that conversation.
Okay, so just for a quick, small quick review, can you just for people that's just starting off or just coming in or whatever have you, missed the last show, can you we just gonna go over a few things as far as just a couple of questions. Can you let the public, the people know what is an underwriter?
Hold on, I got back.
The person that's the underwriter.
Say that one more time for me. Say that one more time.
Okay, can you tell the people what an underwriter is?
Oh, okay, so that's a good question. Okay, so let's go right in. So when you go in and get a loan, a car loan, mortgage, anything like that, you got to go see the underwriter, right? So the underwriter is actually, by definition, the person who buys your contract and sells it to investors. They really the middleman between the bank and the investors. So whole time the agent that you're dealing with is he's working for the underwriter, which is a company. The underwriter is actually an agency. You know what I'm saying? It's a company, and you dealing with an agent up there. And his job is to buy your contract for the low and sell it for the high. And that's how he makes a profit off. You know what I'm saying? Just, the underwriter he makes you undertake the contract, and he sells it on the third party stock market when you're dealing with futures market. He's the one who's trading it. The underwriter making sure that your credit rating is intact. About the credit score, that's the public side, but on the private side, you got the credit rating. You know what I'm saying? And that's different than the credit score, because the credit rating is not something that you can see on the credit report. This is the private side. So this is what the underwriter can see. And this is what the underwriter shows the investors. And that's how they able to grade which type of investments to make. You know what I'm saying? They know how to make some investments. And that's why sometimes they'll deny you and they'll tell you, okay, you got denied for the loan. They're saying it's based on Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, which are the credit rating agency. So you got the credit reporting agency on the public side, and on the private side, your job is to make sure that you know what I'm saying, it's all right. Your credit rate is approval up to par for the investors to buy the contracts in the pool.
Okay, no doubt. Okay, I appreciate that. Okay, all right. I'm listening.
Hey, say that question one more time.
Okay, so can you? Okay.
Back next time, I have to probably pull over. Finish this conversation.
Yeah. Mine too. No worries. No worries. An indentured trustee. Who is an indentured trustee? We good?
Yeah, my connection going in and out. Give me a second. Let me.
No worries, no worries.
It's working. I took the Wi-Fi off. I took my
Say no
Wi-Fi
more.
off. Yeah, I take my Wi-Fi off. That's what it was. My Wi-Fi was slowing it
Okay,
down.
okay. So real quick, who's a an indentured trustee? Well, what is that?
Okay, that's now we're dealing with the private side of credit again because you got the public side, which is the bank that you're dealing with. Maybe Chase or say it might be Navy Federal, whoever you might be dealing with. But then they got a private side bank that they will sell your contract to, and that's the indentured trustee. It's a bank. It might be Bank of America, but it's not the Bank of America you dealing with. You might be dealing with Chase. Say, okay, so let's break it down from the start. You might be dealing with Chase, right? You go get a loan
Mm,
from Chase, and what they do is sell your loan or transfer your loan, reconvey your loan to that's a trustee who might be Bank of America. And the reason why they do this is to avoid to be taxed for the profits that they're making, and so they can uh, have a double book entry. So they got one set of books with Chase, and then they have a double set of books with Bank of America, then the dental trustee. And with the double set of books, they able to hide the fact that you the true creditor. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole time you the creditor because they sold your contract and they made money off your contract. So your contract to you is a liability, but for them it's an asset. So what they doing is hiding the fact that it's an asset to them or to you. You know what I'm saying? They make it look like it's an asset to them, but it's an asset to you. And they holding you to the fact there's a lot like you liable for the debt. When the truth of the matter is the debt has already been prepaid through the dental trustee. When the dental trustee gets it, that's who package it up and get it ready to be sold for the investors. So the bank you dealing with is just like the first bank, that's the public on the public side. Then the dental trustee is the second bank that the first bank transfers all their assets over to
mm,
and a
mm, mm.
liabilities over to. So that's just how they hide their liabilities and hide the fact of what they owe the people. Because if you truly got a bill, the bill is kind of tricky because the bill you receive, you looking at it as a liability, but it's a positive number on there. It's really an asset. It's not a liability to you. It's not a debt. Because when they securitize your contracts and they get it from to the investor to the from the indentured trustee, what they doing is they convert your contract to cash. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people don't
Mm,
know is
mm.
that your contracts, your debt is actually the money. Debt is money. See, when you receive credit, credit is when you owe somebody. So it's a debt. So debt and credit is one of the same.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? So that's the public and the private
mm,
side is that your debt is actually your credit. You know what I'm saying? So that very
mm,
bill that you think you owe is your actual credit. You know what I'm saying? So the debt, the definition of debt means an obligation. So the problem is that our people feel obligated to pay Federal Reserve notes when
mm,
there's nothing in the laws that says you're supposed to pay Federal Reserve notes, you know what I'm saying, to pay your debt. And you can't pay a debt because the debt was already prepaid, it was already securitized. You know what I'm saying? So the indentured trustee, this was so special about the indentured trustee is that once your service bank, the bank you dealing with, reconvey it and transfer it over to the indentured trustee, your bank that you got the loan from is no longer the holder in due course. Once they
mm,
transfer it over to the, you know what I'm saying, to the indentured trustee, which is the second bank, because now they transferring over their rights, titles, and interests in the debt that you were supposed to owe. They relinquishing that and they transferring that. Somebody else owns that now.
mm,
And the
mm,
problem is
mm.
you don't have no contract with that second party. So they no longer hold the due course. That means you owe no debt. Now the problem is people don't know how to articulate that because they don't understand the dynamics of what's going on the private side. So that's why we gotta talk about it. We here to talk about it. Let's, you know what I'm saying, let's bring it all to the forefront. What's going on that private side? Because all we know is the public. Even these credit repair companies, all they know is the public. You know, and really it's a whole private side to this that got to be told.
Okay, okay. So to we gonna do it's gonna be like an intellectual martial arts. So we're gonna take a quick pivot. So what is some of the questions that a person should ask before applying for a prepaid loan?
Uh, what's the questions they should ask?
Yeah, before they
Uh,
apply for a prepaid loan.
well, they should ask themselves the question first, and they
Hmm.
should ask themselves: are they qualified to be approved for the loan, and which route do they want to go? Because you can go the easy route or the hard route. So if you, the question is really is a review of your own credit to make sure it's in compliance. Then number two, you should ask what you will ask the bank is you just look up the website. We call doing your due diligence. You know what I'm saying? You just look up the website, you look up the bank you're dealing with, and you look up the terms and conditions of the loans, as far as the perks and the pros and cons of the loan. So you have to do your homework on the type of banks you're dealing with. If you go and say the best way to do this, if you look online, then you go talk to an actual loan specialist or a loan agent for the bank, and you schedule a meeting with the loan agent for the bank, and what you would want to ask the loan agent is how do you qualify for their particular loans, and to explain the products that they have to offer. And the products are the loans and credit
Hmm.
cards, because the banks consider the loans and credit cards a product that they sell. You know what I'm saying? That's how they view it, as a product. So you have to go in there as a consumer or a customer, just like you went to a restaurant. You will ask the same questions. You will ask certain ingredients that was inside the burger. You know what I'm saying? If you went to a restaurant, so that's how you got to look at a bank. You want to know the ingredients that would take for you to qualify for the loan, and you would know what the ingredients is for the type of loan that you want. So certain pros and cons. Like say if you was going for a credit card, you would want to know what type of reward points that the credit card has. So when you swipe in your credit card, you get rewarded for it. You know what I'm saying? Because reward points can equal up to cash. It can equal up to free flights, dinners, and all types of perks and things like that. So
Hmm.
that's one of the main things we look for when we ask questions, especially with business credit. Because with the business credit cards, you can max it out, and utilization doesn't hurt your score. You know what I'm saying? So say if you
Hmm.
got a $10,000 car, you can spend the whole 10K and pay back the minimum. It's not gonna hurt your score. Well, on the personal side, that won't work. You know what I'm saying? Because your utilization would be too high. But on the business side, you can max it out because they encourage you to spend more money on the business side. You know what I'm saying? So on a business credit, like on a business credit card, you want to definitely do your homework to make sure you get rewarded for maxing out your credit card. So most business credit cards say they have like a $5,000 system. When you spend 5,000, you get like 500,000 reward points that you can use on flights. You know what I'm saying? And then you look up
Hmm.
these reward points, they probably equal up to like 50 cents or a dollar, something like that. So you got like 500K for spending this $10,000. Now you got like 500K in flights. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
you want to play with those type of perks and pros and cons, so you'll know. Okay, when I go get this credit card, when I swipe this 10K, I'm not only gonna get the money when I'm buying, and I'm also gonna get the reward points. So those are the type of things you want to ask. You know, how do you qualify? You know, what type of credit score they looking for. You know, the loan agents and people like that are very happy to answer your questions because they in business to get customers, and the customers are people who have good credit. You know what I'm saying? So once you got
Mm.
decent credit on the public side, you know what I'm saying? And this is all dealing with the public side, you know. But when you got good credit on the public side, they happy to talk to you for sure and give you assistance. You know what I'm saying? But you want to make sure first you're in compliance. You want to make sure you at least got a 680. You know what I'm saying? But everybody that's with 850 credit team, you know, we show you how to get an 800. You know what I'm saying? At least an 800 credit score. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to, but it just makes it that much easier to get approved. Because when you go in with a 680, you know what I'm saying? You just on a borderline, but you put a trade line on there. You know what I'm saying? The trade lines we got, man, it boosts you up. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna jump at least 100 points. You're gonna be at a 780, 800 off a 680 credit score. You know what I'm saying? So you want to really play. You just want to know. You know, that's the
You
type of
go,
questions.
you going in and out, you going in and out just a smidgen, just every now and again. We got to make sure they're getting this excellent intellectual properties clearly.
Hey, they don't want that
Okay,
sauce to be dropped.
okay. Real quick. Important. So, have you ever heard of the 5 C's of the credit score?
No, the 5 C's of the credit score. No, I haven't heard of that
Character, capacity, collateral, and conditions.
one. Okay, that's
So I was reading that when they were saying lenders use these as factors to determine a borrower's credit worthiness and decide whether to approve a loan or credit card application.
yeah. See, that's the bullshit they tell you on the public side, but
Mm,
on
mm,
a real, they not looking at those. I mean, they looking at those. I'm not gonna say they not looking at those things, but those are not the determining factors. You know what I'm saying? Because you can have a like, say if you come in there with you come in there with a brand new credit report, like you ain't got no credit history, but you got 700 credit score, you can still get denied. You know what I'm saying? So what they looking
mhm,
at is they looking at the 5 things that's on your credit report. They looking at late payments. They looking at credit utilization. They looking at
mhm,
how many credit cards you have, or the diversity of cards you have. They looking at the amount of credits you have, like the type of limit. You know what I'm saying? Like what's your highest limit? So say if you apply for a $50,000 credit card or a car, but you only got 20K on your credit report, they're gonna deny you. You know what I'm saying? They looking at they also looking at late payments, utilization, negative things. So long as you don't have anything negative on your credit report, you got a 700 credit score. You got at least 8 to 10 accounts. You have at least 5 to 10 years age on there. You would get approved for almost anything. Now, some places require documentation to get approved. So documentation is pay stubs, proof of income. You know what I'm saying? That's what we call documentation. Like, so say if you want a mortgage, you can get a mortgage with actually a 580 credit score, but your documentation got to be on point with your proof of income. So you got to be making 3 times the amount that the mortgage or the rent is due. You know what I'm saying? So if the mortgage is $1,000, they want you to have at least 3K income coming in outside of your debt. So that's when your debt to your income debt to income ratio matter. So that's the key factors we found You know what I'm saying? That they really looking at. If you look at your Credit Karma has these factors on there. If you go to your credit health section, where it has your utilization, late payments, those type of things, that's actually the map that we show people that you have to correct. Like that's your report card. And once you get your report card to all A's, you know what I'm saying, you can walk into these banks with confidence.
Cool money,
In
cool
and
money.
out too, brother.
Okay,
'Cause,
okay, okay. Real quick, can you tell people real quick the difference between a secured loan and an unsecured loan?
okay, so now that's a good one. Because on the public side, they say it's a difference between a secure loan and unsecured loan. So basically, on the public side, because I got to explain this on two ways, on the public side and the private side. All right, so on the public side, a secure loan is just you putting down a security deposit on the loan or credit card. So let's just talk about secured credit cards. So like you can go to Open Sky and you can put down $200 with Open Sky as a deposit, and then Open Sky is gonna convert that over into credit, into a credit card. You know what I'm saying? So you could do the same thing with your bank. Like say if you got money sitting in your bank account, you can actually start building credit with the deposit and turn it and just put it all on a secured credit card. So you call your bank and say, listen, I want a secured credit card. Use the money that's in my deposit account and use that as my security deposit. So that then they're going to transfer it over to a secured credit card. Now that savings you had turns into credit and it builds credit. So you can use that like for little gas and stuff like that. Pay it back, it's going to build your credit up. So that's what a secured credit card is, or a secured loan is on the public side. Unsecured loan is just the opposite. So it's like a credit card you apply for, say like a Chase card or a Capital One card. You won't put no money up front, down up front. You know what I'm saying? But they give you $1,000, $20,000, $30,000. You know what I'm saying on the card. That's an unsecured credit card, but that's on the public side. Now let me explain that on the private side. Because see, this is what they do. All your contracts, if you look at your contracts, they all have a section on there that says security agreement. You know what I'm saying? So a security agreement is also another word for a lien. You know what I'm saying? A lien is nothing more but a secured loan. So it's the same thing because it's a security agreement. So instead of you put the money down, like I said, they turned your contract into cash. So they actually securitize your contract. So they secure your contract, they turn your contract into a security. And now they turn your loan into a secure loan, but it's a secure loan for them. You know what I'm
Now,
saying?
now,
It's a,
now real quick, when you say your contract, you mean the birth certificate, to be more specific?
nah, I ain't talking birth certificates. I'm talking
You're
about the
talking.
actual contracts. I'm talking about the contracts that you enter when you get a loan. I'm talking about your
There we
loan
go. Okay.
contracts.
Okay. So just to be specific. All right. Okay. Come on with it.
So your loan contracts, when you go get a car loan, these are they securitize it. So a car loan, say if you don't put no money down, it's supposed to be an unsecured loan, but it's actually a secured loan because they put a lien on the car. So the car becomes the security for the lien for the contract, and then they sell that contract. So that is a secured loan because it's secured by the asset. You know what I'm saying? But they don't tell you that. They make it seem that's an unsecured loan. So that's a violation of your consumer laws and consumer rights. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's how they getting it on the private side. People don't understand. So that's why I tell people first thing you need to do is look at your contracts. Go read your contracts. Look at the security agreement. That's the actual lien. You know what I'm saying? That's the security interest that they holding inside your property. So, you know what I'm saying? It's really no such thing as an unsecured loan because everything is secured transactions under UCC Article 9. You know what I'm saying? Everything. That's why they always ask for your social security number. Because
Mm.
your social security, you know what I'm saying, your security number secures all your loans. Because they're gonna put a lien against your estate. See what I'm saying? So they don't need the birth certificate because you are already the birth certificate name. You know what I'm saying? When you use the birth certificate name in combination with the social security number, that's all they need to lien your estate. Because remember,
Mm,
you to get the social security number, you have to get the birth certificate. So the birth certificate main objective is to get that social security number. You know what I'm saying? Once you get
mm,
that social security number, they don't need no birth certificate to transact business with you because they got the number that's connected to the birth certificate.
mm. Okay,
So they
okay,
already
okay.
got your, you see what I'm saying? They got the lien against your whole estate because they putting the lien against your social security number. And what you mean by lien? So your credit report is really a report of the liens that's against your estate.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's showing you what you owe. You know what I'm saying? And it stops other people from contracting with you. So that's the whole point of a lien is to show other creditors that you owe another creditor. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they're doing. They put the credit report in itself is just a lien against your social security number.
Okay, okay. Real quick. Now, for a special situation, let's say I got a you know, brethrens behind the wall and things of that nature. They are establishing LLCs and different things. What other things can they establish to solidify themselves in their nonprofits and their ideas before they get from behind the wall?
Yeah, they can. Man, that's a good question. They can build up their business credit. They can even obtain personal credit. They can even, you know what I'm saying? They can even build up their personal credit, but they can definitely build up the business credit. So say if they in there for more than 6 months to, you know what I'm saying? Say if they in there for a couple of years. So what they can do is go to a website like nav.com. They go nav.com and start to put on trade lines, and they can review their credit report. They can have somebody on the outside do it for them, of course, or they could probably do it in there if they have access to the internet. I don't know. But they go on nav.com, put on trade lines. You pay that trade line about 6 months to a year, and then you can go get a $250,000 in your business credit without using your personal credit. So, you know what I'm saying? You get about 8 trade lines. You pay about $20 a month on those 8 trade lines, might run you about $160. You do that about 6 months to a year, and you got a $250,000 business. And then the longer you let that business sit, you can actually sell it later as a shelf court. You know what I'm saying? So your business have business age. You know what I'm saying? So when you open up that business, say if you got to do time, you got a year, 2 years, 5 years. Now that's age on your business that can grow. I wish I knew that when I was locked up, like back in the game. You know what I'm saying? Because man, it's power in the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? But that that's what it is. Like and even in your child, like you could do the same thing with your children. You know what I'm saying? Your child, 1 years old, 2 years old, 15, no matter. You know what I'm saying? You can put a business in that child's name. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? You know what I'm saying? And start to build the business credit for that child. You know what I'm saying? Instead of spending them sneakers, you know what I'm saying? Every year you buy $1,000 on Christmas items and stuff. You could put a couple
mm,
thousand on the business on the trade lines, and that child have millions. You know what I'm saying?
mm, mm. Now, real quick, we gonna get right back into that. But we had a comment that said, "I thought something just passed. Landlords are being sued due to illegal rent increase." Do you have anything on that?
Yeah, I mean, the rent increase deals with the interest. Now let's see this what people
Now,
don't
look.
understand.
I was just gonna get into that. Like, what is interest payments and how do they work? I was just gonna ask that question.
That all go together because what is interest? Interest is the money that the investors receive on
Say that one more time. Say that you was going in and out. You was going in and out. It's based on the interest you receive. You was just going in and out on that little part right there in the middle.
yeah, I'm here. Keep
Yeah,
losing
yeah, yeah, yeah.
connection.
It's based on the. Okay, no worries. It say
based
you
on
was
the
it's
market.
based on the okay the market. Okay.
Based on the market. The stock market is investors. So investors like they really set the market prices because market price too high they don't. You know what I'm saying? So they set the market price. The market price sets the market value for your house. So if you know anything about real estate, the market that everybody talking about is really the stock market. You see what I'm saying? And
Mm.
let me, you know what I'm saying? So when we talk interest, it's something. So say if okay, say if you your rent is 12,000, right? A year. You know what I'm saying? So you paying 1,000 a month. Say it like that. You paying 1,000 a month. It's 12,000 a year. That price is set on the property value. So wherever the market value for that property. So say if your house, the property value on your house says $500,000, but you're renting. You know what I'm saying, from a landlord. But when you look it up on the
Mm.
market, this house is $500,000. Who makes that price on the market? See what I'm saying? That market is connected to the stock market, to the exchange market. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So this is the
Mm.
connection I'm trying to make. So your market value, you know what I'm saying, is based on the exchange market. So when the like say for instance when the real estate economy crashed in 2008 and we went through the so-called Great Depression, that was because of the market. The market had crashed. So why did the market crash? Because the investors was not buying it at that price. So this is why they increased securitization effort. So now they since 2008 they securitizing even harder. You know what I'm saying? So when the interest rates goes too high, that's called usury. And a lot of people don't know Prophet Muhammad was the one who outlaw usury back in the year 600 in the seventh century. You know what I'm saying? It was the Prophet Muhammad who went against usury, and that's in the Quran. You know what I'm saying? So usury is when they charge high interest rates, and that's illegal. You know what I'm saying? That's always been illegal. It's like price gouging.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But it's all based on the purchasing power of the U.S. dollar. So don't get it twisted because see this market that we're talking about is based on the US dollar. See, that's the trick to it all. Because the
Mm.
US
Mm.
dollar, see the US dollar is the world's currency.
Come on with
That's
it.
the world's currency. You know what I'm saying? So every other currency is based off the US dollar. If you know anything about the foreign exchange market, the foreign exchange market is compared to US dollar. So they compare the Chinese yen, the French francs, you know what I'm saying, the euros, everything is compared to the US dollar
Mm.
in terms of value. So what I mean by that, if you take a US dollar to Mexico, you can exchange that for more pesos than the US dollar is worth. You see what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Mm.
So this is how they determine the market value of things. It's based on the purchasing power of the US dollar, which is based on the US dollar is based on the redemption of gold. You know what I'm saying? So it's all
Mm.
one big circle back to the gold and silver.
So real quick. So is that what the BRICS thing is a situation as far as the BRICS currency?
Yeah, that's what it is. And that's why they even dubbed it the name bricks to let you know the yellow brick road, right? When we dealing with uh, the yellow brick road, the Wizard of Oz. You see what I'm saying? So the bricks hold the world currencies. They hold the assets. Like so you got Brazil. Brazil is the largest country in America. You know what I'm saying? Brazil holds some of the most gold in the world. You know what I'm saying? So you talking about an American country against the United States. Then you talk about Russia. You know what I'm saying? That's really, you know what I'm saying? Russia is the Slavic people. That's really the empire of Constantine. The Constantinople Empire is Russia. You know what I'm saying? Then you dealing with you got India, you got China, But the biggest one that people don't know, you got the Soviet, not the Soviet, what's their name? Saudi Arabia, right? Now Saudi Arabia owns 50% of the world's oil. So the
Mm-hmm.
gas and everything is coming from Saudi Arabia mainly, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's just why they pushing for electronic cars. So the United States is already
Mm-hmm.
ahead of this. They already ahead of what they trying to do with the bricks, even though it's not gonna work. The bricks are still gonna get what they, what I'm saying, got coming. But that's why they in California they already changed the law and said the year 2030 it's not gonna be no more gas cars allowed to be manufactured.
Ooh. Say that one more time. One more time. In the year 2030, the
In
what?
the year 20 in the year 2030, California made the law that they cannot manufacture gas cars no more in California.
Mm, 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 mm.
So every car after 2030 has to be electric, and that's the reason why. Is because they don't have access to enough oil to to meet the supply and demand, and that goes back to the market. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you look at the supply and demand, that's another thing that COVID covered up. See, COVID was a
Mm,
cover up of the supply and demand.
mm.
You know
More
what I'm
with it.
saying? Because they made it look like we didn't have supplies based on the fact that we couldn't trade with the other countries. But now you see
Mm,
China is a part of BRICS. China's a part of
mm,
BRICS. You see what I'm saying?
mm,
So it was not the fact that China was didn't want to give, they had diseases in their food. It was the fact that they didn't want to trade with the United States. And that
mm,
goes all the
mm,
way back to George Bush and him walking out on the United Nations. And that's why right after the Bush, they had to do 9/11. 9/11 was when they hit the World Trade Towers. Now, that was the
mm,
trade towers, so that was the trade records for the stock market. The exchange market, that was all the records
mm,
in there. You know what I'm saying? That
mm.
they owe people. So,
Scripted very
so
well.
you see what I'm saying? So for them to destroy the records, it's like they destroyed the contracts. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
if I destroy the contracts, I don't owe you nothing. So that's how they played it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? That's why it's the trade center. You know what I'm saying? And then now you gotta look at that. You gotta look at that and see what the operations of Brick and what they doing now. And then now I'm gonna bring up another point with bricks in China, right?
Come on with
Now
it.
before Biden and before Biden took office, and before Trump took office, let's go back to Trump. Now before Trump took office, remember you had the Chinese running for Democrat Party. I don't know if you remember that.
Nah,
A
nah, I
lot
don't
of
remember that. I don't recall.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't remember, but it was a short period of time before they had the nominees for the Democratic Party. They had Chinese nominees, and the Chinese was promising people $1,000 a month if they voted for them. And then all of a sudden it turned around, to a Republican campaign. When Trump came in, and they put on Hillary Clinton for the Democrats. But that's the goal to say is that the United States is going to be ran by a foreign government. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
That's what's
Hold on.
coming.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time.
The United States of America is going to be ran by a foreign government.
Now, real quick, can you elaborate on that, and can you go in on what is a stateless person? Once you go elaborate on what you just said.
Okay. Now, when we look at the fact, okay, when you look at BRICS, now you got China in there. Let's stick to China. Now, China already got two police stations in North America, in the United States. They got their own police stations. So think about this. How can you have a police station in a foreign country? See what I'm saying? So they getting ready to govern this land. China already own, so much of the property here already from the Vietnam War and things like that already from the past. You know what I'm saying? And from the money that they owe, dealing with the forex, the foreign exchange market, when you're dealing with the Bretton Woods Agreement. So the Bretton Woods Agreement was an agreement the United States made with all the countries to say that the U.S. dollar would be the world currency and that the U.S. dollar would be redeemable in gold. And the Bretton Woods Agreement was violated, and Richard Nixon came out to tell the world that if you just look it up, Richard Nixon's Bretton Woods Agreement, that's when he made the speech, the famous speech, to tell the world that the U.S. wouldn't be paying nobody back, and that they didn't have the gold to pay nobody back. So that's a big deal. That's a real big deal.
But basically what you're saying is they had to give up other collateral because of the minerals, the natural minerals, because of basically just being paper.
And that's why they securitizing the contracts. Because now we the collateral for the people. So the U.S. dollar is redeemable in the people.
So when you say we the collateral for the people, what is, break it down for the most simplest of simplest people that just, I don't get what he's saying. Like the simplest person, when you say we the collateral for the people, what does that mean specifically?
So what that means is that when they put a lien on your estate, they take ownership of your property. So say if you owe the government, right? What can they do to you? They can stop you from getting driver's licensing. They can stop you from getting passports. They can stop you from basically living life. You can't even get certain jobs. You can't go to certain countries like Canada if you owe student loan. You know what I'm saying? So let's just go to a student loan. So like with a student loan, that's called a lifetime debt. You can't even file bankruptcy and remove a student loan. You have to pay back the student loan, right?
Oh, say that again. Say that again. So whoa. You say that one more time.
So the student loan, right? It's a lifetime debt. You cannot ever bankrupt. You can't file bankruptcy and remove a student loan. It
So
doesn't
basically
like
what you're saying is if people doing the quick college thing or whatever, getting the money not going, they got to pay that back regardless. They can't get that swiped off no matter if they come through your services or any of that.
no, they come to my service. That's different. I was just speaking on bankruptcy. You can
Okay,
always remove it by validating the debt. You can always remove it off the credit report and always discharge it. But what I'm speaking on, that's the private side. But I'm just speaking on the public side. If the average 18-year-old he gets a student loan. He has no credit. He has no collateral. He has no job, no proof of income. But they're gonna give him $100,000 student loan, right? But it's because they want to make him into a security. So that student loan contract he signed is a lifetime debt, and he for a lifetime will owe the government. You know what I'm saying? Owe the federal loan. So what they did with that contract, they securitized it. They sold it on the market to investors. That's really human trafficking.
Hold on, real quick. I meant to get to this last time. When you say the investors, who are these investors? Who are these people behind this behind the smoke and mirrors? Who are these investors specifically?
Your number one investors are banks and insurance companies like State Farm. You got State Farm. You got
But who owns it? Like as far as who owns it? Like who owns the
they
like
own the
Walmart is
trust.
the Walton family. Now what I'm saying, like Walmart is the Walton family. Like you have certain, like somebody owns the stock market. Somebody created. Do you get what I mean? Somebody determines what
Walton,
stocks.
he's the founder. Can you hear me?
I'm
My
listening.
phone going in and out. Can you hear me?
I'm listening.
No, I'm just making
Yes.
sure my phone's going in and out. Okay.
No worries. We good.
So okay. So when we talk about who owns these insurance companies, see, these insurance companies and banks are owned by board of governors and trust companies. So like even when you're dealing with like say Walton, okay, so for like Walmart, right? So Walton is the founder of Walmart, the creator of Walmart and Sam's Club, Sam Walton, right? So he does not own Walmart though. He has a percentage of ownership because for him to be on the stock market means that he has to sell ownership, right? Because right?
Come on.
Because when you buy shares in the company, you buy ownership. That's the shares. It's a share of ownership. See what I'm saying? So you get the
Mm,
profits from the company because you invest in the company. So no, so none of
mm,
these large corporations are owned. They owned by the stock market. They owned by investors. See what I'm saying? And these investors are nothing more but banks and world governments. You know what I'm saying? So like the world governments move through banks. So like say the Dutch government, they have the Dutch bank. So the Dutch bank is one of the biggest investors in the stock market. See, that's how it works. So when you look at who's the actual you know what I'm saying, the actual owners of these is not one set owner. You know what I'm saying? It's a board. So like even when you look at the Federal Reserve bank, that's not one owner, it's 13 families that elected a board to run the things, right? So that's how they run it. That's that so
mm,
so you gotta look back at Emancipation Proclamation by Abraham Lincoln. What
mm,
was the Emancipation Proclamation? The Emancipation Proclamation was so it would not be a monopoly. Not one person can own the slaves, right?
mm, mm,
So,
mm,
because the South was thriving, because the slave owners was thriving, right? Because you had individuals owning the slaves rather than enterprises and corporations. See, emancipation means to enterprise something. So now everything is enterprise, it's free enterprise.
mm, 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 mm.
See,
So
that's why
real. Go ahead.
I just want to add. That's why Rockefeller made the famous statement everybody uses: "Own nothing but control everything."
Mm, mm,
That was
mm.
Rockefeller who said that.
We gonna get into that. We gonna get into that in future shows. Also, just their breakdown as far as a quote unquote wealth building and different things of that nature. If you know what I mean, if you're up to it,
Oh yeah, indeed. Now, before you go on, let me, because you asked me a question that I didn't answer. You asked me about the stateless person.
say no more.
So that stateless person that all relates to when it's foreign government like BRICS and these people take over. Marcus Garvey told us, he said, Marcus Garvey said, ain't no foreign government gonna treat you better than a European did. So you a stateless person, according to United Nations, is a person without a nationality. United Nations made the Convention on Stateless Persons in 1954. And then in that convention, if you read it, it says that it's over I think they said 10 million was the number stateless persons across the world. So when we talk about the stateless person, we talk about a person without government protection, Negro, black, and colored, without nationality. So it's imperative to self-govern right now. We have to establish these governments and run these governments operation because we depend on the United States as a government and they're not our government. And that's what the Dred Scott case was all about, that he was never a citizen. So we can never be a citizen of this de facto, corporation. Because to
Mm,
be a
mm,
citizen of this corporation is to be a corporation, which a human being can never be. That's why Drew Ali said in the one-on-ones, can man be a Negro, black, and colored? No, because you can never be a corporation.
mm, mm, mm.
Islam, it's a holy thing.
Real quick to get back to so for the teenagers or the adolescents or the young adults that may catch this, or parents that want to get their children more financially literate and savvy, what type of suggestions or advice would you give them to set their children up for better financial a better financial future and solidify that?
To teach them credit, number one, teach them credit in its entirety, not just how to remove things off the credit, but how to utilize credit, the power of credit. right? So they never become debt slaves. They never be cash. I hate when I see people spend cash on everything. Even though they earn it. That's the quickest way to go back in debt. So learning credit and using credit is number one. Number two is learning to trade. Uh, when I mean trade, I mean the market. I mean, they should know the seven streams of income, know how to invest in different investments. They shouldn't be investors. Teach them I'm gonna tell you something my mother gave me when I was young. She gave me a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, and that's what they should. That's the type of ideology they should be teaching their children. Rich Dad Poor Dad, because the poor dad was the dad who had a college degree. He had a mortgage. He had a 9 to 5. He had a salary. His kids was in college.
Excellent.
He's paying their tuition. That was the poor dad. The rich dad was the investor who had time and money. He had, you know what I'm saying, he had no savings. He had all his money in investments and he made residual income. And he traveled the world and lived life to the fullest and had more time for his family. And you see what I'm saying, ran business and his kids inherited businesses. So that's the main thing if you want to have your child on the right path is to educate them with books like that. I think that was written by Robert Kiyosaki.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah, it's
saying?
Kiyosaki. Yep, Robert
Just
Kiyosaki.
like
Yep.
yep, yep. So that's a crucial book. Even his teachers, you know what I'm saying? I love his teachers, but that's a crucial book you want to definitely put to the youth to change their mindset because the American dream is the American nightmare. You know what I'm saying? Like I say,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying? They tell you go get a college degree. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, that's a lifetime debt. Why would they give you a lifetime debt? Why would they give you a loan for 100K, but they want to give you a business loan for 100K? You know what I'm saying? They give you their student loan for 100K without any collateral, without any down payment, without any proof of income, but they won't turn around and give you a business loan for that 100K with them same
Oops.
conditions. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
that lets you know the games that's been played. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go get your child at 18 a loan, forget the student loan, go get them the business loan. You know what I'm saying? And show them how to manage a business and run a business. You know what I'm saying? That's what this country was based on. Us being entrepreneurs. Us integrating was that was one of the worst things we did in the civil rights movement. We integrated. We
Mm.
lost our business sense. We started integrating our business sense with them, and now we see
Mm.
how the coin is flipped. Because we forget that Wall Street wasn't just not in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but it was actually in every major melanated city. You know what I'm saying? And that's because we wasn't going through the ideology of going to get a college degree and things like that. We was going into things more of like ownership. Not to say we wasn't
Mm.
getting college degrees, but our people was business owners. We had our own banks and schools to educating ourselves. So that's the youth is the future. So if to break the generational curse, we have to break the generational lies and tell the generation the truth.
Mm.
You know
Hold
what I'm saying?
on, G. I don't want to get too far off because you about to get me started. I don't want to get started. Um, real quick, to a few more questions. What's a FICO score, and what is a ARP?
Okay, so FICO, okay, on the public side, FICO stands for Fair Isaac Corporation, which is a scoring system that the credit report agencies deem reliable. So they feel like that's the most reliable scoring system, even though you got different scoring systems. You got a one in competition with FICO called Vantage. Vantage is another scoring system. So these are scoring systems based on the factors that you have mentioned earlier, the five C's. So they make scoring system based off the five
Mm.
C's, and it deals with the what I was explaining how the five C's relate to the utilization and the five things in your credit health. You know what I'm saying? Your utilization, your late payments, and credit aids, and those type of things. So those things in your credit health determine your credit score. So that's how the FICO is just a scoring system that looks at that evaluates your credit history, your credit report, and comes up with a score. Now, the thing about it, FICO is illegal because the credit report
Mm-hmm.
and the credit score is not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? The credit. That's why I say if you get a paper report, you request a paper credit report, it don't have a credit score on there. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna have your accounts because that's what the credit report is. The credit score has nothing to do with the credit report. It's not to, you know what I'm saying? It's not one and the same. Only way you can find a credit score is online.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, so the FICO, you know, it's just a statutory way, artificial way for the European to financially oppress the people. It's a rigged system that's
Mm-hmm.
based, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the credit is ours. We can extend it to credit. You see what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's not like the banks cannot make loans on their own assets. They borrowers. They not creditors. So
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? 12 United States Code 1431 says that the bank are the borrowers. You know what I'm saying? So uh, the credit, like I say, the credit score is just a trick to financially oppress the people because they're really looking at your credit rating. The credit rate is on the private side, and that's what you can't see. And that's what only an investor see and an underwriter see.
Okay, I'm listening. Did we do the AARP? I mean ARP.
Oh no! So the ARP, that's just an interest rate. That's just another word for interest.
Okay, that's just another way for interest. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So is it now as far as if individuals or people wanted to put together an investment group and build a board members and different things of that nature, the other members under them would probably be what the investors or the co-investors. What would be the best way to put together an investment group? In your expertise.
So you will start a corporation. You want to start an LLC, and then you start a corporation, and then what you describing as a
I'm describing a capital.
capital income.
Okay.
Capital income is when collective people come together and put up some money. A capital investment. Invest in something.
Mhm. Do I got you? Can you hear me? Did we lose them? Did we lose you, G? I'm not able to hear anything. I think your phone went out. I'm not for certain if people can hear me talking.
Out, and
Okay,
then
there
y'all
we go.
have an agreement. Y'all have an agreement when the dividend is supposed to be paid out. So some people might agree that you want the dividends paid out every month, every 30 days, or you want it quarterly, every 3 months, or once a year. You know what I'm saying? It depends on what type of investment y'all got going on. It might be a short-term investment or a long-term investment.
Mhm, mhm. Okay, okay. So real quick for people that's interested in land, what would be the best way to establish that type of setup or accomplish that?
Um, the same. It'll be pretty much if they want to get some land. Okay, that would be they form a corporation, and then they go in as like co-signers on the loan. So they get a construction loan on the land and be somewhat co-signers on it.
Mm,
And where all of them pledge and they social security number, and
mm,
or they can go, like I say, they can all get separate loans and put up the money in a capital pot, and then use the money to invest, into the land and the construction of the land. But if you go get you can go get a construction loan, right, which includes the land and the construction in one loan, where you can just do one credit inquiry, you get approved, and then you get the land and you get the loan for the construction to do the work on the land.
Now, real quick, what are the determining factors of the approval process for that? As far as what would be the determining factor for the company or the LLC or the whatever have you, or the group or whatever?
But most people with those type of loans want maybe 10% down. They might want a 10% down. It's like similar to getting a mortgage. If you was getting a house built from the ground up, it would be similar to those same qualifications. But it depends on the lender. So you can get a private lender, you can get a public lender. You know what I'm saying? If you get a private lender, they have their own set of requirements. Public lenders have different requirements, so it all depends on the bank. You want to always go for lenders that has no doc loans, no documentation loan, no proof of income loan. Because unless you make a decent amount of income every year, like say if you make six figures, you won't have no problem with a doc loan, with a documentation loan, proof of income loans. But if you don't make that type of money, then you want to always go for no doc loans, no documentation loans, because that allow you to declare a certain amount that you make income without proving. You know what I'm saying? So you can say on the application you make 100K and they never question it because they're gonna always just revert back to your credit score, your credit report.
Mm, mm,
So like I say, for you to get approved for everything, the prerequisites is like what we said earlier in the class. You can't have no late payments. You can't have more than 10% to 30% utilization. You can't have nothing collections and derogatory. You have to have at least 8 to 10 open accounts, and they have to be diverse accounts like credit cards and installment loans and mortgages and car loans. Then you have to have credit age. You have to have at least 5 years minimum, 10 years to get you 5 to 10 years minimum to get you approved. So long as you got those things, uh, and you go for a no doc loan, you'll always get approved. Now, when you go for doc loans, documentation loans, that's when you got to proof of income. So you're gonna have to show bank statements. You're gonna have to show W-2s. You're gonna have to show tax returns and things like that. So uh, that's that's the thing. Just go around that by go for the no documentation loans, and the
now,
approval process is
my bad.
easy.
Now, real quick, my apology for it itself. As far as your services, I really wanted to get to that part. As far as the status correction, can we go in a little bit on that? And I saw that you were recruiting as far as agents. Did you want to cover that as well?
Oh yeah, indeed. I appreciate that. Yeah. So my service, like, okay, so with the status correction, that goes back to stateless persons. So uh, if you don't have a nationality, man, you don't have allegiance to a particular nation, then what happens is you fall into what they call a refugee. A refugee is a status of a person who's a stateless person. So a refugee status is where you have no allegiance to a country. So then by default, you fall under 14th Amendment citizenship because that's why they created it for those who lack the nationality. So when you do your status correction with us, you you allegiance yourself to the Moorish Science Temple of America, which is the Moorish government on the land of North America. And Drew Ali said in Acts 6, with us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we're teaching our people their nationality in a divine creed, that they may know that they are part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negro, black, and colored, because these names was given to slaves by slave owners in 1779 and lasted until 1865. but this is a new era in time now, and all men now must proclaim a free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live in the nations of the earth. So, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much in the Constitution. That's the gist, though, of why you want to proclaim your nationality and correct your status, is because what government are you a part of, and does that government represent you? You know what I'm saying? So your sovereignty, the sovereignty is in the people, but sovereignty has to be exercised in unity. You know what I'm saying? Like basically, sovereignty is saying like no other laws apply to me, right? So um, that can't apply. You can't exercise that as an individual. You have to
mm,
exercise
mm,
that in unity. Because if another government comes against you and infringes on your rights, how can you go against a whole government? It can't be you versus a whole team. You know what I'm saying? So
mm,
this is the point of allegiance, having allies. You know what I'm saying? Because
mm,
you
mm,
can't
mm,
go one against the team. So that's what Drew Ali came in. He gave us a government to unify so we can go government to government relations. And then you got the act of foreign state that says that any act done by a government has to be respected by the other government. You know what I'm saying? So if you really want to exercise sovereignty, then come together in unity because we are recruiting for that. We actually looking for government officials, you know, because I'm holding the position as a government official, as an ADAP and a Grand Sheik of the Moorish Science Temple of America. You know what I'm saying? So now we need a Circle 7. We need 7 officials to assist in the administration of the government. You know what I'm saying? We need our own court. We need our own bank. We need our own medical facility. We need our own school. And we need our own grocery. So until we establish those key institutions, you know what I'm saying? And you can't eat off the press ahead because a burger can't be choosy. You know what I'm saying? So when we eating off the press hand, we depending on him, and that's why we are being treated the way we being treated. Because when you look around, we own nothing, we control nothing. You know what I'm saying? But we are the biggest consumers, and we make everybody else rich because we spend our money with everybody else. So until we establish our own Morristown, like a Chinatown, you know what I'm saying? We always gonna be secondhand citizens in our own land. You know, so that's the point of status correction. It's taking you from
Ooh.
that corporate status and state of mind into a sovereign state of mind, and then
Before
also taking you to a sovereign status.
before we get out of here, G, please address this comment right here. The only one who don't have a nation are Caucasians that are the real squatters of the on the land.
Well, no, the Europeans do have nations. That's truth in what that statement. So you got to look at it like this. Okay, the Europeans are uh they are foreigners on our land. They actually are aliens on our land because we haven't naturalized them. So
Mm.
they supposed to have green cards, just like every other foreign alien that's here.
Oops.
So the United States government was formed by the Moors for us to have a naturalization process for the foreigners to have protection when they're here under naturalization. And so the Europeans have no birthright here. They have no citizenship here. You see what I'm saying? So uh, their citizenship has to come through the nationals of the land.
Mm.
It's just like if a European went to China, for instance, he couldn't say he's a citizen until he went through the naturalization process of the Chinese nationals.
Mm. Mm. So real quick, if things quote unquote crash, let's say um, the dollar crashes and quote unquote, and they want to go to a digital society, how will that trickle down affect from the bottom to the top, so to speak?
So what's gonna happen is we're gonna have to like go back to being full sovereign. You're gonna have to fend for yourself. So think about it. we depend on the United States corporation to eat. We depend on them for our medical supplies. We depend on them for education, electricity, everything, necessities, right? To defend ourselves. So we're gonna have to start doing for ourselves. So, okay, look at, if you want to look at, like, put a paint a picture on this. Look at the country of Haiti. Haiti had two revolutions, and they had removed all Europeans from their land, and they self-governed. But the problem with Haiti was they didn't have enough education to maintain their position, where they couldn't take care of themselves. They didn't know how to export and import. They didn't know how to grow their own crops and things like that. Was, you know what I'm saying? So they end up having to make another deal with the European and let the European back in to colonize them again. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it looks like. It looks like, okay, you've been depending on mama all your life. Now it's time for you to pull your drawers up and pull your big boy drawers up and big girl drawers up now. Now it's time for us to do for ourselves. And it's going to be a hard job because, see, our people, excuse my language, they fucked up. Excuse my language. But reason why I say that,
Woo!
I'm saying, because we have to, see, we're going to have to enforce love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice on our own people. We're gonna have to clean up our own nation of people. You know what I'm saying? Because we, just like every other nation, you got good and bad people in every nation. So, you know, all that killing we doing with each other, all that hate we doing, this gender war that's brewing between men and women, we're gonna have to choose love over hate, and we're gonna have to come into unity. Or else we're not, it don't matter if the Europeans are removed from the land, because another foreign government is just gonna come and do us even worse because we're not in unity. So half the battle is our own self, you know what I'm saying, coming into unity, removing the ego problems, and, you know what I'm saying, the selfishness that we have. You know, we have to come into unity and remove that selfishness and choose love over hate.
Now to add on to that, but how it's a okay. Now since we being raw, it's a lot that's kind of too far gone. Yeah, for the ones, the small amount that you know what I'm saying that are going to get it. These established infrastructures, do they have to be in multiple? They had to be in multiple places, or and as far as their position, as far as the seven people you was looking for to be on the council, what criteria that does that entail?
So, okay, so to answer your first question, yes, we will have to do this in multiple areas. This can't be an isolated event, because then it's so easy to knock out the target. You know, it's easy to target you when you're just doing it by yourself. You know what I mean? Because, like I say, you're going against a team of people. So the thing is to educate people on every land around North America and abroad. You know, the islands and other countries, Africa, to also form these sovereign governments and come into unity and have allies outside of ourselves. Because the allies, when you're dealing with government, is it's very important to have allies. You know what I'm saying? Because allies is like credit, like government credit. You know what I'm saying? You can get things and make things happen when, like, say, Libya or another country, South Africa, or say BRICS, say we had an ally with BRICS, and they can supply us with the materials and things we need to protect ourselves and be self-sufficient. You know what I'm saying? So when you form these governments, you definitely want to have the unity between the governments and representatives to be able to go out and make, you know, allies, you know, and bring in more allies and resources for your government. Now, to answer your question on the Council of the Seven, this Grand Council that needs to be formed, the requirements of this is basically the requirements of the Divine Constitution and bylaws of the Moorish Science Temple. And that's as simple as Act 7. Act 7 shows us our requirements. It says that, you know, all members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and partial of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple, pay their dues, and keep up with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's the requirement to be a government official, is that you're a faithful member. You know what I'm saying? That you are sincere in the efforts to uplift all of humanity, and that you would dedicate your time and finances to do so. You know what I'm saying? Not to say we're trying to break somebody's pockets and it's going to be a financial burden, but the prophet even told us finances without finance you can't uplift a nation.
So
So what
basically group economics.
group economics, but also uh, 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 using the economics to empower the government because we need those five institutions. So we already got the Conscious College, which is a higher learning school, a private school, but we need a court. We need our own court system. A lot of us, we going through legal problems. So we need government officials that's competent in law. We need all skills and talents to come together in unity, basically. Because we need medical officials, we need people that's business savvy, because the prophet laid us out seven government positions. Grand Sheik, the chairman. You have the assistant Grand Sheik. You have the treasurer. The prophet said, without a treasurer, you have no nation. You know what I'm saying? So you need a treasurer. You need a secretary. You need muftis. That's your army. You know what I'm saying? Your militia, your mufti force. You need a governor. All these positions, are dynamics that you need to run imperial government. You know what I'm saying? A
Mm,
supreme national government on the land. And then from that,
mm,
you can deputize positions. So like, if you had a treasurer, you can have assistant treasurer and things like that, to assist in these matters. But once we put the court seven together, then we can expand. We already have a divine constitution that's divine that connects us to our divinity. So it's not like man-made law or something me that I'll be a dictator of some sort. This is a republic form of government. Where the people have
mm,
an election, we have a say so. The chairman chairs the meetings. You know what I'm saying, and everybody can motion to have a question raised on the floor anytime. You know what I'm saying? So uh, the prophet said that he's going to leave the government, the European, around long enough to teach us how to run their government. So we
mm,
all have to learn how to run this government, and that's what I've been studying for the last few years of being a part of Moorish Science Temple. It's not just to be a part of it, but how to run this government that we have. You know what I'm saying? And it takes seven people to run a government. One man cannot run an entire government. That's why you have checks and balances and branches of government in the United States. When you have the legislative branch, executive branch, and you have the judicial branch. So that's what the seven council, the grand body, would consist of, is of the three branches. The Trinity.
mm,
The judicial, you have the judicial branch, those who good in laws and enforcing laws, and you have the legislative branch, those who can create laws. And because the thing is, we have much work to do. So we need ones enforcing law, but we need ones to go to the United States government officials and change laws. We need laws
mm,
passed
mm,
for
mm,
our nation. You know what I'm saying? Because once we have that established, we can do government to government relations. Well, we can send our representatives to their government. Say if you was locked up and you're part of Morris Science Temple, but we have government officials and muftis to come down there to the court in your aid. Let them know, hey, this guy's a part of our government, and according to the manual that you guys have, you're supposed to release this brother to back to his home government. You know what I'm saying? So you can look at the consular notification manual. You know what I'm saying? When we have our own consulate form, anytime you even pulled over, you have consulate rights instead of Miranda rights. You know what I'm saying? Miranda rights say you have
mm,
the right to remain silent, you have the right to attorney, but the consulate right says that you have the right to your consul or your grand sheik to be present. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
So it's way more power and unity. So a lot of us, we beat cases like me. I can beat a case by myself, but that's an individual fight. Whereas if I had a government support me, we can take this to a higher platform and do things on a higher level. So we can even take things to the International Court of Justice or Supreme Court. Because when you're going against, like, say, when you catch a case, say if it's state of Texas, it's state of Texas versus you, but state of Texas is a whole government versus you. You know what I'm saying? So we supposed to have government versus governments, you know, and that's why governments established according to the Declaration of Independence. It said that governments are established to protect the people's rights. That's
mm.
it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. So how are we
So
gonna
so
protect our rights without government?
so real quick. Can I do a quick infomercial?
Go ahead, my brother.
Real quick, y'all, so we can just change up the pace. And I got a couple more questions, and we're gonna wrap it up because I greatly appreciate this bill, this intellectual build, and different things of that nature. Real quick, Jesus Soul Love, YEEZUS Love on all platforms. You know what I'm saying? If you need, it's her brand is called Soul Searcher. If you need some oracle readings and different things of that nature, make sure you check her out on the Facebook. And also, her brand is Cosmic Soul Eats. She does vegan soul food. So she does food prep. She does events, bookings, different things of that nature. She takes consultations on that. Also, Cosmic Mind Services. We have a variety of different services. We have down to our manuals as far as how to acquire land and your help on your spiritual journey. We also do motivational speaking events and bookings. We also manage different talent, so to speak. Salute to my brother Young Bangs. He has his thing called in-house production, but I'm gonna get on that another show. But yeah, also we do motivational speaking events and organized events also. So if you would like to also real quick, real last thing on Cosmic Mind UV, if you would like to interview and promote yourself on my channel and different things of that nature, I have affordable pricing packages. So just reach out to me and I greatly appreciate you. Now, right back to the show, right back to it. I was thinking about acquiring a Black's Law Dictionary. Is that important or should we have that?
Yeah, that's the most important book you can get when you come into the consciousness. Your dictionaries. I always suggest a person get at least 10 dictionaries. Uh, it's a list of dictionaries you should actually get for your education. But Black's Law Dictionary is one of the most important because the word jurisdiction means to speak the law. So when you get pulled over, the Miranda right is anything you say can and will be used against you. So the problem is that when you're dealing with contracts, when you're dealing with police in courtrooms, they speak a different language, and it sounds like English, but it's actually called legalese.
Legalese.
And
I was going to just
legalese,
I was going to get there with you. Okay, come on.
and legalese is the same as Japanese and Chinese.
Mm, mm, mm,
Okay, it's a
mm,
language. It's actually a language. You know,
mm.
so like the word person means a corporation, but if we looked up person in the Google, it would just say a human being. So you have to understand that even though you're reading these contracts and laws and they're using English looking words, it's not English that you read. You're reading a different language called legalese. The only way you're gonna know this language is you study the Black's Law Dictionary, which is the legal authority for all courtrooms. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
Henry Campbell Black is the author of Black's Law Dictionary. And he was a Mason that was assigned to give us the truth. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't the first law dictionary. You want to get another law dictionary, you want to get Boisvier's. Now, Boisvier's dictionary is the constitutional law dictionary. So if you want
Can
to,
you put all of these? Can you put all of these in the comments, please? Because I want to be able to review this and get that and
I'm
have people to review
traveling.
it.
I can't put it in
Oh,
the
traveling.
comments
Say no
because I'm
more. Say no
traveling.
more. Say
Yeah,
no more.
yeah. But I can spell it out for you. It's
Okay, say no more. Okay.
Bovier spelled Bouvier. Bovier. Bouvier.
Okay, I got you. I'm with you.
And then you want to get the next law dictionary is Barron's. Barron. Barron's law dictionary. I call it the three B's. So the law dictionary get blacks, Bouvier, and Barron's. And
Okay.
Barron's is good because Barron's you can cross reference with with Black's Law Dictionary to explain the definition, because you're
Mm,
not going to
mm,
be able to understand these legal terms your first time reading. Yeah, it's going to
mm,
take a while to develop a legal mind to understand the concepts to really get these words down pat. You know what I'm saying? So you want to get a Barron's to give you the proper explanation of these words. And then Barron's have different types of law dictionaries. So Barron's have a financial law dictionary. So I always suggest get the Barron's financial law dictionary, and they have a Barron's real estate law dictionary. So you should get all those, because when you're dealing with different jurisdictions, like if you're dealing with contracts or financial terms are a little bit different, but financial terms are legalese as well, but they are using contracts in courtrooms, because the bench is the bank. You know what I'm saying? So you want to get these law dictionaries, the three B's. Then you want to get you a Noah Webster's dictionary. You want to get an 1828. That's for your etymology. You know what I'm saying? So you want to get the etymology, because the etymology is the origin of the words. Like the word black means pale. You know what I'm saying? So you can never be a pale person if you're melanated. You know what I'm saying? So the etymology, like the definition of American is a copper colored person. You know what I'm saying? But you would never know that unless you read it in a dictionary. So uh, those type of dictionaries are important. Then for your spiritual growth, I say get the metaphysical Bible dictionary, because you really can't interpret the Bible or the Circle Seven Quran correctly unless you got the metaphysical meanings to those words. See what I'm saying? So, like for instance, the word Jesus and Joshua is the same word, but you won't know that unless you do the metaphysical meaning of Jesus and metaphysical meaning of Joshua, and that's in the Circle Seven Quran as well on the first page.
mm, mm. Now, oh, real quick, oh man, I know we got to wrap up, but it's so much
We
to unfold.
overtime
Um,
today.
um, as far as homeschooling, I mean, because I'm big on homeschooling and you know what I'm saying, unschooling. So I know that's vital. You know what I mean? Uh, again, for just to wrap up and review, okay, what's public and private, some suggestions to the young youth and the teenagers and the parents that have the, you know, the youth that's listening or that will pass this on to whomever. What advice would you give them? As far as anybody in the correctional system, what advice would you give them? And then our final thoughts.
So parents, uh, get into private banking. And private banking consists of getting you an IUL, Index Universal Life Insurance Policy. Uh, take your money out the bank, start putting it in your own insurance policy, create your own private bank, and create a trust, and then have the trust as the beneficiary of the life insurance. So when you pass, it goes to the trust, and your kids be taken care of, and then your family have generational wealth based off the life insurance policy alone. You know what I'm saying? So your death benefit might be $200,000 or $1 million policy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you can make sure your kids inherit that. You know, in the next generations, or their kids inherit that, and it be held in trust. And then you can make the spendthrift trust, where it can't just be given out to one person. And when they turn 18 like that, it had to be stipulations that they have to get approved for the loan. You know what I'm saying? So you can actually run your trust as a bank for generational wealth. So that's what I give to the parents. You know what I'm saying? To the brothers in the end, it's like uh, right.
Yeah, yeah, yep, the brothers and the sisters. Yeah, it's going in and out. It's going in and out. You say learn your rights. Okay, can't hear you, G. Can't hear you. Ah, it's going in and out. Mm, the signal is bananas. Man, we need this right here. We need this right here. This is when we need it. It's no sound. please let us get a couple more minutes of sound.
Learn your nationality. You know what I'm saying? Learn
Okay,
who you
okay, okay.
are.
You got to go back. 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 You got to go back because it went out. It literally went out. Unfortunately, it went out. As far as
Okay.
the uh the the brothers and sisters behind the wall and giving them advice and okay and
Okay.
and teens whatever age whatever. I'm listening.
Okay. So the brothers behind the wall, first thing they have to learn is jurisdiction, and they have to learn who they are, their nationality. So with jurisdiction, time. I was in jail myself if I would have known jurisdiction. So jurisdiction,
Mm,
subject matter
mm,
jurisdiction in particular, it don't matter if you're doing a 20-year life sentence and you've been in there 5 years, you've been found guilty or you pled guilty, you can always come back and challenge subject matter jurisdiction because subject matter jurisdiction can never be waived. And once it's challenged, it has to be proven. Subject matter jurisdiction is the plaintiff even having standing to prosecute you in the first place. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, 90% of the people that's in jail is in jail for victimless crimes and warrantless arrests.
mm,
So if you don't have a
mm,
warrant for your arrest, you don't have a victim on your case, then you shouldn't even be in jail in the first place because it's not even a crime without a victim. And even if you did have a victim, I hate to say it, but when the state pick it up, you know what I'm saying, it's no longer a victim on the case. So you can challenge subject matter jurisdiction at any time. So learn nationality and jurisdiction and free your mind and free your body, you know what I mean? And also learn the procedure of a habeas corpus. You know, anybody you know locked up, you can get them released with a habeas corpus, you know?
mm,
So
mm.
that's the game I give to the people, you know?
Okay, okay. Did you want to do some final thoughts and just yeah, we'll wrap it up.
All right, yeah, definitely indeed. Final thoughts. You mentioned it earlier. I didn't have time to talk about it, but we are recruiting for credit agents to help. You get paid referral fee, $100 per referral. You get signed up with our service. We got proven results. You go to my page, 850 Credit Team, see my results. See some dropping. Faithful member on all the platforms. Um, Sign up with us. You get your credit repaired. You also get your estate plan done for you. You know what I'm saying? While you referring others, and then you know what I'm saying, you will be straight. You will have your own receipts. You can build your own brand and brand yourself in. At the same time, we're using this to help the people because when they come in for our service for the credit repair, we get their estate plan as well. So you know what I'm saying? That's very crucial. Like I say, everything I mentioned today about generational wealth, those are the foundational things you're going to need. So this is a move to help masses of people without you actually being an expert on knowing how to do the estate plan. We have attorneys to help us and different resources to help us, and it's additional resources as well. You know what I'm saying? So the cost is only 180 per client. You know what I'm saying? To sign up as a customer, and 240 to sign up as an agent. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, you get $100 referral for everybody who sign up. So if you refer two people, you made $200, and basically you just got your credit repair, your estate plan for free. The estate plan be delivered to you within 7 days, and it's
Mm,
going to come in a
mm,
binder, and it comes with instructions on how to convert your bank accounts over into trust accounts, and it
mm,
has also more instructions on how to convert all your assets into the trust. You know what I'm saying? Because the trust, it does no good if you don't know what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like your credit. It does no good if you don't know what to do with it. So, you know, and I'm also offering a mentorship program where I'll repair your credit for you uh, and show you how to set up your estate plan, and you get to work with me one on one. You know what I'm saying? Whereas you get to book consultations with me weekly, every week. So that's also available. And every credit agent that comes in with me, you're gonna get that mentorship with me for free. So, you know, that's what I want to say. You know, that's what we got going on. I look forward to building with you again, brother Cosmic Mind. I appreciate you for having this idea for us to make this collaboration happen. You know what I'm saying? It's much needed. Your questions are very needed for the people. You know what I'm saying? Because you asking questions that a lot of people might have or might not even know to ask. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to spread the word and knowledge out here. You know what I'm saying? As much as possible of the experiences that I have. So, everybody that want to join me, join into the Conscious College. We got the private unlimited credit club on Telegram. You can join in. So just DM me, man. Everybody know I respond. I'm not Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? I respond right back to you, and I build with you. So I yield the floor on that note. Peace and love.
Also, you have classes throughout the week, virtually also, correct?
Oh yeah, yeah, man. I got so much going on. You're right. Yeah, we have Sunday school every Sunday. So when you sign up with the Conscious College, yeah, we get 2 hour sessions every week going through status correction, challenging jurisdiction, and discharging bills. So you know what I'm saying? That's nothing but $50 a month. You know what I'm saying? So and then we going live, giving out free lives on that every Sunday as well on TikTok. So all my TikTok followers, or all my social media followers, go over there to TikTok, and you can get the Sunday school stream for free. But if you want to see the screen shares and everything, then sign up with the Conscious College for the full membership. And we got you. Then also you get consultations with that, every week if you want consultation. So I hope I got it all right there, man. But let me know
No,
if I
no, no
missed it.
worries, no worries, no worries. Real quick, I'm gonna jump in. If you would like to donate to my channel, Cosmic Minds, on 7937 on YouTube, make sure you subscribe as well. Make sure you share this. Please share this to the youth. Share this to your colleagues, your friends, your homies, your everybody. Please share this. We need to circulate this around because this is a part of generational wealth. This is excellent intellectual properties. And if you would like to donate, also dollar sign on Cash App, dollar sign PEACE, peace, and blessings, BLESSINGZ instead of a S, dollar sign peace and blessings. Also, we gotta, this is the vital, this right here is a salute to you, G. I'm talking about Grand Sheik. I greatly appreciate your presence. You stepping into a very vital, I would say, an expertise or a specific expertise field that's not really covered as far as the financials and paperwork and different things of that nature. So I wanted to cover infrastructure, how to build infrastructure on the next live, the proper ways of group economics and financial literacy and things of that nature. If you was up to it, maybe next week or the next couple of weeks, what would be your availability?
Yeah, let's go back next week. Let's go back right back in next week sometime for sure. For
Okay,
sure
y'all. This
next
is
week.
this is very vital. This is very vital data. This is very vital info. This is and again, make sure you reach out to faithful member on all platforms. This is Grand Sheik. You know what I'm saying? Very introduce yourself. And look, watch this. He's now hiring. He hiring for positions and putting you on and putting us on. So this is very vital for our youth and our children to get started early in the entrepreneurship. And we can't just say, we aren't able to just say anymore just catchphrases and quotes. We have to put some action into place. So if we're unfamiliar with certain things, these are one of the specialists that you can go to that can get some things done for us. You know what I'm saying? That's called expediting the process. So we have to be able to find these different quote unquote loopholes so we can expedite the process. And this is one of the universal masculines that is stepping into their position to help us expedite the process as far as paperwork, because we basically being paper slaves, paper pimp, and paper pushers and all type of other things. So we definitely need to get out of that. That now, as far as the off real one last final thought from you, King, as far as just personal, as far as melanin beings, original beings, just speak from the heart. You know what I'm saying? Do you have anything from the heart, from the spirit?
Man, I just much gratitude. My heart is filled with gratitude that we got 21 people, tuned in and just you know what I'm saying, just on this feed alone. Probably more than that on other platforms, but I just want to extend a gratitude for all those who are actually listening in. and you know, taking appreciation to this knowledge. And much gratitude back to you, brother. You know, 2018, and I've been, you know, I've been trying to get the word out. So it's like 2024 is finally a year for me to get couple ears. You know, I'm grabbing ears now. You know, so I appreciate all those who's listening. You know what I'm saying? Because I do it for y'all, the ones that's listening. You know, because I got family members and things like that who don't listen, just like we all do. You know what I'm saying? So y'all really my extended family in a way. You know, we connected, we like minded. So you know, I'm just doing my duty, man. That Allah gave me a talent to do and charged me with, you know. So praise Allah, you know, first and foremost, but you know, all honors to Drew Ali and Marcus Garvey, and all honors to everybody that's tuned in, for sure.
Real quick. You said something about a youth mentorship program or a some type of mentorship program.
Yeah, so yeah, the mentorship program is pretty much all inclusive where we get your status corrected, we get your credit corrected, get your estate plan done, and you just pay a monthly fee on that instead of paying, you know, all up front for these different services. And then I walk you through the service and give you the mentorship on how to use these things for your own
Mm.
benefit. You know what I'm saying? So you have one-on-one with me, Grand Sheik. You have one-on-one with the end of that. But I'd say you have a
No,
one-on-one with
we have a one-on-one with Grand Sheik. Come on, now stop going out. You have a one-on-one with Grand Sheik.
Did you hear the beginning part of what I said? You hear
Yeah, yeah.
nothing of that?
I just heard the one-on-one with Grand Sheik.
That's it. Okay, let me start
Dang.
over. All right, so the mentorship is like I say, it's the credit repair, it's estate plan and status correction. Okay, all done by the Grand Sheet. You have one-on-one with me to get these things done in a private setting with me, where you don't have to do it yourself, and you also have the expertise from me, show you how to use these things. You see what I'm saying? So consultations, and you have document preparation done by Grand Sheet.
Gratitude. Hey, please grab. Hey, this is vital, vital, vital. Grab on to this. This is something that, like you were saying earlier, uh, as far as some of that club money or holiday money or birthday money or different things that we're putting into other companies and things is and brands and different things that's usually poisoning the melanated or indigenous beings. We could just go ahead and put those investments into these processes that are crucial. This is very crucial. I also wanted to do a show with you on the debt clock because I did a show on the debt clock on Unscrambled Minds, but I want to do a show on the debt clock up here because I'm gonna send you that link after the show. Is there any other thoughts that you had? Anything else? Oh, you an artist too. I heard some. Did I hear bars? I heard bars.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Come
yeah. So I
on,
just,
son. We can't hide that.
man, you're right, man. I don't be talking about half the stuff, man. I be doing, but man, yeah, I just dropped the album actually. Living Proof
Oh,
3 is
come
what it's called.
on. How you not gonna say that?
You know, I be sensitive about my work, and you know, from the years, this because you know when you don't receive no support from your immediate surroundings, you know what I'm saying, you get support from strangers, and a lot of times, man, I didn't just tuned out the support part so much that I just put the music out there now and don't really promote it much, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna change that. I'm definitely gonna start promoting because I'm dropping a new album that's coming out called From the Trenches to the Temple. So that'll be coming
And
out this fall.
Trenches to the Temple. What's the name of the first one?
The first one that's out now is Living Proof 3. And that's
Living
the
Proof 3. Okay.
The third to the sequel, Living Proof 3. That's on YouTube and Spotify, iTunes, and Apple Music and all platforms, Pandora. Wherever you listen to music, all you gotta do is type in my name, which is Antoine Bay. Antoine Bay is
Mm,
spelled Antoine, and Bay is Bey.
mm,
So
mm.
Antoine Bay on any platform.
Okay, real quick, y'all. Since we on the music, y'all make sure y'all go check out the hit single "Crash Course" by my brethren. His name is Young Bangs. Young, just like it sound. Young. Bangs. B without the S. It's a Z. Bangz. You know what I'm saying? It's called Crash Course. Make sure you check that out. And I want to get y'all in collaboration with each other as far as the music side. But this
Oh,
was my bad. Go ahead.
no, I'm just saying most definitely.
Okay. I wanted to wrap this up, y'all. Peace and love. Y'all make sure y'all donate. Y'all make sure y'all share. What's your cash app so they could donate? Real quick.
It'll be Antoine Bay 7. So $ ANTOINE Antoine Bay 7.
Okay, and mine is $peace PEACEANDBLESSINGZ $peace and blessings. This was an excellent show. I hope y'all was taking notes. Make sure y'all check this out on different platforms. I'm gonna promote. We're gonna promote the next show, so y'all will have more than enough time and space to get yourselves in order. Please share this, and I greatly appreciate your presence, G.
Dude, it's love. Peace and love
Peace.
to the people.
Royal Night, y'all. Royal Rises, whatever it is, your perspective areas. We'll be back next week. We got you.